Dallas and how he felt about Eagles' victory that they had over Philadelphia. Also, a new friend in town, Michael Bennett, just joined the team. We'll get into that. Nate is going to show us why this guy, that guy, Kyle Allen, who 6 months ago I don't think many of us were familiar with, is going to be the man.
This guy right here?
This guy against San Francisco 49ers.
All right.
On Sunday.
Newton's Law.
And lastly, that guy's coach, Ron Rivera, showed up to his press conference wearing that T-shirt.
No.
What?
Brought the house down.
What?
Okay.
One of the coolest moments in our show's history. We're going to get into it all. Carolina Chiefs.
So you're in Kyle's seat, so you're going to act like this all day?
Yes.
This is happening?
You're nuts
okay.
right now.
Just so we know what the score is.
I'm on Brant's rant right now.
Doing Chappelle Show line.
Highlights, Vikings, Redskins.
Let's get to it, baby. Here we go. All right, the lead block. Here's the highlights, the Redskins, the Vikings. In this episode of Trading Places, we have Kirk Cousins with the Vikings and my guy, Case Keenum. Speaking of trading places.
That he built?
It was like Freaky Friday.
Yes, you're right about that, Kay. And it was a little Freaky Friday. How about Back to the Future? Because Adrian Peterson, this was nasty. A little retro AP. Check it. Little stop and start. What was that? What was that, Sean?
I like the R2 button.
Little R2 button right
Back to the Future.
He's like Dalvin Cook.
You don't need no roads.
You're right about
and
that.
the OG.
How about that? And here is a sack right here, though. Linval Joseph will get to Case Keenum. The ball pops out. Minnesota Vikings, that defense doing what it does, getting after the quarterback. And if he would be a little banged up, and there's Dwayne Haskins just waiting in the wing, will he get in the game? We shall see. Kirk Cousins dropping back. A little screenplay. This could be one of the best screen teams in the business. And there is Dalvin, and he is cooking. How about this guy running fast, running strong? If you can run the ball like they do, have the screen game like they do, and have a guy that can catch out of the backfield, this is going to be one explosive offense leaning on the run game. All right, speaking of run game, how about this? Dalvin, handoff, touchdown.
Gave you the lightning, there's the thunder.
That's it right there. That's what you call a perfect storm.
They're scary right now.
They are scary, very much so. And how about Kirk Cousins? He's feeling it. And there's Dalvin Cook dapping up the big fellas. Don't you like it when a running back daps up the big fellas?
Show, come find us.
Come find us. And there's Adam Thielen on the sideline. We know he's a little banged up. But if he's banged up, we got to have one guy step up. And that's Stephon Diggs. No diggity, no doubt. That was a big-time catch on the sideline.
Where you work it.
Yes. Here we go. All right. Now we got my guy, Dwayne Haskins. He's in the game. He's going to drop it off and hand it off to my guy, Adrian Peterson.
They're all your guys, huh?
Hey, all my guys. Hey, check him out, though.
Look at him.
Here's Adrian Peterson that wanted to stiff arm Harrison Smith so bad. But he did take over the 6th spot all-time rushing yards. How about that?
Passing our friend, the Danny Thomason.
That's
Kirk, you got
right.
an ovation from the crowd?
Awesome ovation from that local crowd, too, where he did most of that damage.
Yeah, and here it is, fourth down, and they don't.
That was like the one blip on the radar right there.
That was the one blip. Now here's the thing. Dwayne Haskins, come in, make a play. All right, he's going over the middle of the field, and the ball is tipped and intercepted. The right read, just a tad bit too high, but I want you to pay attention right here. Touches the receiver's hands. My dad always said, if it touches your hands, you got to catch the ball. So I'm not going to blame the young fella.
2 rookies, him and McLaurin, they have a bright future.
No doubt about it.
That wasn't the play.
But here it is.
Part of the game, super hot.
Just like I said, trading places. How about that? The old versus the young. But it is the Minnesota Vikings. They win. They are now 6-2. And here's the Vikings quarterback, Kirk Cousins, who had a lot to say about a win against his former team.
You know, we won the game, and that's all that matters, and that's all my focus is on. And they were a tremendous place to go to work for 6 years, and I just had the best of memories of my time there.
Overall, it was a good win. I like the toughness of this football team. They fight. I think it showed in a lot of different ways. You know, I told them at the end there, you know, we got 10 minutes left. We got a 10-point lead. Let's go put this thing away. So, but I think that's a sign of a good football team.
Happy for you, Zim. Kirk Cousins had the highest completion percentage in a single game this season. He was 23 for 26 in the Vikings win over the Redskins. It was a primetime game. That is a single-game career high for him. We talked about the 0-for record on Thursday Night Football, the 5-13 record in primetime. He did get a win last night, so I don't know how to feel about him, Sean.
Well, I thought he kept it clean. You know, I think for Kirk Cousins, that was all we wanted to see. He couldn't go out there and obviously lay an egg, turn the football over. But the fact that he took care of the football, I thought it was great. I think you look at the completion percentage. Why was it so high? Man, they threw a ton of screens.
Right.
And I thought the best thing he did all night was just Give the ball to Dalvin. Dalvin Cook is the machine right now. He's the MVP of that team right now. He might be inching into the MVP conversation in the league right now, because when you look at what he was doing last night, he made guys look like they were standing still. Those highlights, Nate, I mean, he looked like he's running at a different speed. I called him Sonic the Hedgehog yesterday, okay? I mean, that's what he looked like. It's almost like a video game for him.
And he keeps playing like this, he's going to get some coins.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There you go.
You know, okay, we spent all week doing can Kirk Cousins step up in prime time? Well, he silenced doubters. The answer, he went 23-20, but this wasn't a Kirk Cousins game.
Did he silence doubters? I don't think so.
It's just nothing against Kirk Cousins.
I know.
To Sean's point, like, you don't need to necessarily silence doubters in a game against the Redskins. Instead, let's run the ball with Cook and Madison, and let's get the plays ready. The best thing I saw about the game was the punt from last night from the Vikings. We have the footage of the punt from the... Oh, no, wait. There were no punts. The Vikings didn't punt the ball last night. They just controlled the ball. And what Zimmer says at the end is great. Like, you're up 10 points in the fourth quarter, and you just run the ball down their throats. It might not validate Kirk Cousins. It might not put him on that same pedestal as maybe Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. But they're 6-2.
They're on
they
their way.
They continue to win. And this game, really, although it was was never in doubt. And I think that might even be a bigger win for Kirk Cousins than some 400-yard game in which he threw for 5 touchdowns and had this great drive. No, let's just beat a team we should beat and do it handedly. That's
I
what
agree.
They did.
Listen, with everything that Kirk Cousins has been through in his career, with the amount of money that he has made, he's going to be criticized. And it's not going to be a game in the regular season that quiets that, because he can go undefeated for the rest of the year. And then once he gets to the playoffs, what are we going to say? Kirk Cousins.
Can you win the big one?
Yeah, of course. But what I will say, with everything that they've been through, this speaks louder about the leader he is, about the man he is. It's just like parenting. There's different ways to parent your child. And people can crack jokes about Kirk Cousins being Mr. Dad joke. But with everything that they were going through, we're talking about receivers who are unhappy, him apologizing to Thielen during a podcast, Stephon Diggs not showing up for practice, getting fined, and then him saying, you know what? I can correct this. And you know what? As a wide receiver, I can appreciate that more than I can care less about the touchdowns. I can care less about the completion percentage. I want a leader. I want a dude that when everything is chaotic, when the waters are rough, who's going to right the ship? And Kirk Cousins, over the last month, he did that. And I can appreciate that more than anything that he's done this season.
You mentioned Thielen. He missed his first game of his career in the NFL yesterday. Diggs was out there doing his thing. I would imagine it gives Cousins a lot of confidence to go out there and be able to execute and get a win with a player who had 4 touchdowns in that 3-game win streak they were riding into this game at home last night. Does squeaky wheel get the grease? Is that like the moral of the story? Like, this all turned around when that happened. Is that just like... Are we looking
I think that's part of it. I think the other part of the story
is... It was clearly very effective that Stephon Diggs came out and was not very happy in front of the media, and Adam Thielen and all of that. Like, that, I thought that was going to be a bad storyline that's going to haunt them all season. It did the opposite of that, and I'm confused
I wasn't thrilled when I heard Cousins apologize.
Yeah, that's not what you want to tell your kids to do. Like, what?
Nate and I had the 2-point converse segment, and I said, Aaron Rodgers isn't apologizing. And then we talked about it, and it's like, Cousins very authentically was very vulnerable and said, I am sorry, I apologize for not getting Thielen the ball. Diggs demands the trade. He comes back the next week and is like, all right, but we can work through this. Like, maybe that's what they needed, Kay.
Clearly,
like,
it's wild.
Clear the air, get it all out there, and then let's galvanize around all the people.
Dads make mistakes too.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I'm new at this too.
We've got a dad somewhere in New York named Ian Rappaport. The Rap Sheet joining the show right now with some updates looking ahead to the rest of Week 8 for Sunday. The Saints, they're hosting the Cardinals in New Orleans. A tough task for Kyler and for Cliff. What can you tell us about the status of quarterback Drew Brees and running back Alvin Kamara on the other side?
That's right, Kay. We still do not know the status of 2 of New Orleans' big-name players, Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara. Let's start with Drew Brees, though. Certainly the most interesting of situations. He actually told reporters earlier in the week that he does, in fact, plan on returning to the field on Sunday, which is good. This is just 5 weeks, not 6 weeks, from tearing ligaments in his thumb, having surgery, working his way back, getting kind of an internal brace on his thumb, making sure that he can grip a Nerf football, stealing them from his kids, and then a regular football. This is all headed in the right direction. What we do not know, though, is what Sean Payton actually wants, because Brees coming out there saying he's ready to go, saying he's going to increase his activity in practice, it all makes sense. It's all positive. But, of course, Sean Payton gets the final say on whether or not it's going to be Brees or whether it's going to be Teddy Bridgewater. Meanwhile, for Alvin Kamara, he did return to practice on Thursday. That is a good thing. as well. He'd been battling a little bit of a knee injury, mostly a high ankle sprain that caused him to be out last week. They released Zach Zenner, who they signed as a little bit of insurance for Kamara. That is an indication potentially that he is nearing a return. We'll see how he comes back today. The next day is always important, but the fact that he was at practice on Thursday at the least means the Saints have a chance at getting him back on Sunday.
And they've been winning without their star running back, without their quarterback, their future Hall of Famer quarterback. So this is a team that has been facing adversity head on every week. Are they the most complete team in the NFL? We'll be breaking that down later on Good Morning Football. Thank you so much, Rap Sheet. We'll have you back for some more updates a little bit later. We're in New York. Got to talk about Sam Darnold. How does he respond? How does he bounce back to Trig? Not just a rough week, but a rough season.
Rough season. Now we got toenail problems. We'll get into all that, I'm sure.
Boy, Jet.
Hey!
I'm sorry, what?
Look at this guy. What a shirt.